Please, please be live. Please. Folks, I cannot express in words how much I'm hoping that I'm live right now. Let's see what is happening here. Okay, I see it popping through on YouTube, so I think I've got everything figured out. Yeah. Somebody actually commented on my stream the other day with Zenzo how horrible my intros are on these streams because I'm always saying, am I live? I guess that individual doesn't know the concept of live streams. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I've got a little bit of bad news to share with you right off the bat tonight before we get started. I've got a lot of fun stuff planned here for you, starting an hour early, going on a holiday, an American holiday. I had to do it because Corey streamed for 4 hours and the dude was like deathly ill the whole time. I could not let him get away with that and me not stream. But the bad news is it is just me. It's just me. Lisa is not with me. And there's Corey right there. Lisa's not with me today. It's a holiday and she's not even here. I'm home with my 16-year-old. He's upstairs playing video games and it's just me here. And the reason why is because there's a big cat. The cat does this to me. There's a huge field hockey tournament this weekend, which I'll probably be going down for a game or two. But they are down there right now and they figured it's I can't think with this cat. He doesn't do anything until I start talking. Rena, seriously, did you want to go back outside and never come back? I hope Lisa's not watching. Anyway, the tournament doesn't start until tomorrow, but they had to be there super early tomorrow morning. So she left tonight. They're going to stay in a hotel so that they don't have to get up in the middle of the night to drive down there tomorrow. So it's just me tonight. Hopefully that doesn't deter too many people because I know it is certainly easier to look at and she is a much bigger crowd favorite than I am. I see a few free shippings come over. Yeah, Corey, I knew what you were up to. I saw the last bit of your stream. Very cool. Anybody that took a nice little break, maybe watched some football, got a little second serving of turkey and stuffing, and then came and decided to hang out with me. How is everybody doing on this Thanksgiving? I kid, Rena XP filters were awesome for quite a while. I see what you did there. No. This cat's name was originally Rena. That's when we thought that the cat was a she. And the reason why we named the cat Rena was because we got them from Lisa's friend named Sabrina. It was her name for short. But then we found out that the cat is a male. And so we changed it to Reno. But I still call the cat Rena a lot because I just can't get it in my head. It's like I can't say beta. I can only say beta, and it's because I can't get it through my head that it's beta. So I still call the cat Rena. I say, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to call the cat Rena. That's what she is used to. I don't judge. There you go. So anyway, Thanksgiving today in the United States, folks, if you're a friend from overseas, you might not celebrate Thanksgiving, but here we do. And most people can't really even say what Thanksgiving is all about. All we know is that it is a day to watch football and eat turkey and stuffing and maybe some ham, some green bean casserole, maybe mashed potatoes. That's what it's all about. But it's about getting together with family and thinking about what it is that we are thankful for. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was what I am thankful for, because it certainly does apply to what we're doing here and what I do on a daily basis. So I eat footballs and watch turkeys. Yeah. As sick as you are right now, Corey, that doesn't surprise me. You can't be all there right now. A lot of people saying Thanksgiving, or they're not saying Thanksgiving, they're saying Happy Thanksgiving. I have a plan here, folks, for how I'm going to do things. Since it's just me today, you know, I've got to keep myself on a kind of a strict schedule here. Otherwise, I'll completely fly off of the rails. So I have some things I'm going to talk about here, and then I will go to the chat and speak directly to you. I'm curious to know how many people we have in here. It can't be much. It can't be many. I'm not expecting many because, I mean, it's a holiday. People are spending time with their families, and that's what you should be doing right now. You shouldn't be here hanging out with me. But if you are, welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out. So who needs rails? Yeah, that's true. I mean, you know what? We can go with the flow tonight. Not quite like when I do my We Need to Talk episodes with guests on Saturday nights. Corey, you're here. I don't know if you've seen any of those episodes. I don't even know if that's going to be something that you're going to want to come on to, because we don't talk about fish all that much. We talk about pretty much everything but fish. But anyway, there's no format whatsoever on that. We talk about whatever we talk about. Whatever comes up, that's what we talk about. I'm not going to go that far today because when I talk about the things that I'm thankful for, of course, that has a lot to do with what I'm doing right now. So it definitely applies to fish keeping. And then I've also picked out a bunch of comments that I'd like to address. Now, these are not car on the tank. That would be ugly, Mr. B. That would be ugly. This would be a different conversation if there was a car on there. Gotta love spell check. Cat's gonna be fine. The lids are nice and thick. It's not gonna be a problem. And they're all closed too. So nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. So anyway, not gonna go completely off the rails. We are gonna be talking fish primarily throughout this entire stream. Once I go through these things that I have planned on going through, then we will get to your questions in the chat. So if you have a comment right now in the chat, or if you put something attached to a super chat or something like that, and I don't get to it, don't panic. I'm going to get to you. If you're just in the comment, I don't know. I can't make any promises, but super chats, I'm not going to ignore those. Not at all, I promise. So couple of quick things to talk about. If this is your first time joining us, every week we do a what's going on in our fish world. And then it's usually me, and then it's Lisa, but she's not here today. So it's just going to be me. I am going to talk about one thing very briefly. I'm not going to let you in on any secrets, but there is new fish in the fish room, and they're big time. They're big time new fish, but I can't talk about them because they're Lisa's, and I'd get in big trouble if I talked about them. So, oh, look at Candy. YouTube gave me a free super chat. Happy Thanksgiving. You are such a doll, Candy. I told you not to come in here. I texted you earlier and I said, hey, don't you come in my stream tonight. It's a holiday. You need to be spending time with family. But it's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. And Nick Tennick with the, I believe, Australian $5. I'm thankful I can listen to live streams while I'm at work weeding an orchard. Wow. That is very different from what we are doing here in the States tonight. Thank you so much. And I'm glad I can get you through your workday. That is awesome. So Lisa got some new fish. She's very excited about them, and she should be because they're awesome. But I can't talk about them because they're hers, and she wants to save that for for next week when she is going to talk about what she's got going on. Let's see. I've got a red. My screen is telling me that the signal is red, which is never good. That means the output is bad, and what you're seeing on the other end is bad, and that scares me a little bit. But you know what? At this point, there's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't look horrible on my computer, so I'm going to go on the assumption that everything's okay. Still experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties here, folks. I mean, when does it ever stop? It's one of those things that I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to figure this thing out. And I don't think I told him to get off the internet. Let me see here. Let me send a message. Or actually, no, because Lisa hasn't commented yet, has she? I don't think she's here yet. I was going to get her to send the text. I'm going to do it. Actually, because her window is up. I'm going to text Lisa to text CJ. Just because her text is up already. There we go. Okay. The video's choppy. Yeah. I mean, about the only way I could get off of that would be to possibly change to our other router. It's a holiday. So who knows what the old country internet is doing today? God only knows. If I switched Wi-Fi's, I'm pretty sure it would shut this whole thing down. So I'm going to keep on going, and I'm just going to keep on, understanding that I'm never going to have a stream that just goes smoothly. It just never does. It's always going to be choppy. Everybody's streams are all going to be better than me all the time, and there's nothing I can do about it, no matter how much money I spend, no matter how hard I try. It just happens. It's always frustrating. Fish Tank Barn with the $20. Good grief. Happy Thanksgiving, John and Lisa. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Mike. You are a dear friend to the channel, and we appreciate you very, very much. So anyway, Lisa will talk about those new fish next week, and at least I think she will. But we also, Jose Fernandez came in. I'm not going to be able to even get started with the show. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. And by the way, the bobblehead should be on its way now. We're still waiting on it. I mean, I don't know what the deal is when you order stuff from these places. So yeah, I still haven't been able to officially thank you for that by showing the bobblehead, but I will be doing that very soon. So, and thank you for the $10 super chat. This is very nice. So Lisa and I, we were doing some talking today because she was cooking for Thanksgiving. She cooked an amazing Thanksgiving dinner. It was absolutely incredible. I'm going to be eating it for 4 or 5 days. It's a beautiful thing. We did Thanksgiving here today, just us. In fact, one of the kids was off somewhere. We don't even know really where she was. She's not missing or anything, but we don't know who she was hanging out with today for Thanksgiving. And then another one there was 2 missing, but not missing. I mean, they weren't here. You know what I mean? They weren't here with us. So we had 5 or 6 of us here. I don't know. And it was wonderful. We had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Braden, the grandchild's first Thanksgiving, so that was a lot of fun. He screamed through the entire dinner, not a crying scream, just a, hey, I want everybody at this table to be staring at me at all times. That kind of scream. So it was a lot of fun, but delicious dinner. While she was cooking that dinner, we were doing some talking, and okay, there we go. And we came up with this idea. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly what the idea is just yet because it is still in development. Like you hear all those things in Hollywood, things are in development. Well, they're in development here too, and I can't believe this thing is doing this to me. I really wish I knew. And I would love to ask Corey, but I don't want to ask Corey a question that I know the answer to, so I'm not going to do that. I was going to ask him, since Corey has the best stream on the internet, I was going to say, hey, if I switch Wi-Fi's, is that going to shut me down completely? But duh, we all know the answer to that question. Anyway, we were doing some talking about this new series, and we're thinking about a new series of videos that we're going to do that is going to be something, I know we say this all the time, but it's going to be something completely different than we've ever done, mixed in with things we have done. But it's going to be something that is going to be taking our creativity to a whole new level. And I'm a little bit nervous about it because it is so different from what we've ever done. But at the same time, I'm excited about it. And it's one of those things where if we do this, we will create 3 or 4 episodes, maybe 4 or 5, get them in a bank, put them in there, upload them to you, and get your reaction to it. And if you like it, then we'll keep rolling with it. But if it's accepted with just across the board hatred, then maybe we will stop. But I don't know. I think it's going to be something that you will enjoy. I think we're going to enjoy making them. I think everything about it is just going to be awesome. So I can't wait to give it a try. But I hope it's a series on top 10 nacho toppings. I could do that. And that would be simple, but no, it's not that. It's not a complete departure from anything anyone's ever seen. We're not pioneering anything. We're not doing anything that is, I don't know. It's not outrageous what we're doing. We're doing fish keeping videos. How outrageous can it be? But it's very, very different. And I think it might be different from anything anyone else is doing. That doesn't make it better. That just makes us crazy for trying things that haven't been done. And there you go. But I'm excited about it because it is something new. And Corey could tell you, Fishy Biz I saw in here. I saw Rob93 in here earlier. All of these content creators on YouTube could tell you that when you get this idea and it's something that you haven't seen before, it's extremely exciting, yet also kind of nerve-wracking at the same time, because it's like, I don't know how this is going to go. A little bit nervous, but we'll see. But what I do know for certain is that it's going to be fun. So we'll have to see. But in a minute, I'm going to talk about creating a video and not caring if anybody watches it. These are going to be those kind of videos, but we'll have to get to that in a minute. So on the topic of Thanksgiving, what am I thankful for? Now, obviously I'm thankful for the things that we are all thankful for. Thank you so much, Amber Noel, for the $2. Love watching your videos. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And sit back, kick your feet up, and listen to what I am thankful for here on this Thanksgiving Day. Obviously, I'm thankful for the things that we're all thankful for. Everyone in our household has kept their health intact this year. We have all not gone through any major catastrophes or anything like that, except for the loss of that arowana. But, I mean like human tragedies. We welcomed a new child into the world. Not my child, grandchild. Yeah, I am an old geezer, I know. But we welcomed a grandchild into this world this year. He's going to have his first birthday here coming up in a couple of months. So all of those things, yeah, obvious. Of course, I am thankful for those things. We all would be. I'm thankful that I've got a beautiful home for my family to live in. I'm thankful that I have good friends. I'm thankful that I've got people like Corey, who's in the chat right now, that I admire, that I can actually call a friend. That's exciting. Fishy Biz in there, Candy. There's a whole bunch of people that I am thankful for, that I can call them friends and actually call them allies in what we're doing. But there's something else, and I'm going to try my best to put this into words that make sense, because you know the way I am. The way I explain things can be kind of crazy, and I go off on tangents. I don't call them rants, because I don't believe I can call myself, I don't believe somebody can say, okay, I'm going to rant right now. I think rants happen organically, and you have to call them rants. I can't call my own expression of feelings a rant. I don't know. I'm weird. That's just the way I look at it. But listen, back in 2011, I signed up for YouTube, and I didn't upload anything for a long time because Lisa and I were busy starting a business. We were breeding fish. We had 127 tanks in our garage. We were breeding fish. We were raising the fry. We were both working full-time jobs. We have 5 kids. They were all a lot younger at the time. We had a lot of stuff going on. So I didn't upload anything to YouTube until May of 2012. And in May of 2012, there was one purpose, and one purpose only, for my YouTube channel. And that was to show you the products that I was selling, because we were breeding fish. I wanted to be able to show my fish. What I looked at was Live Fish Direct, who was one of the only big time online fish retailers at the time. And he was, to me, he was like next level. He was doing things that no one else was doing. And he was showing his fish on YouTube, and that was a way to get people to his website to order fish. I wanted a business just like his, so I did exactly what he did. I started putting videos up on YouTube to get people to my website to buy fish. That was all that it was really for. And it morphed into this other thing. So basically what it is now, KG Tropicals has been what it is now for a very long time. Thank you again, Amber Nicole, for the $2. I'm thankful for the Hang On Back Filter series. Nice. Yep. There's the boxes right there. I don't know how much I'm skipping on the actual stream, but on my computer, I'm definitely skipping. And I don't know, maybe this computer, the high-end MacBook Pro, maybe it can't handle Ecamm Live. Isn't that nice? But anyway, the whole purpose was to show my fish, and it morphed into something where I am talking about fish, talking about how to keep aquariums, talking about how to breed fish. The first series of videos that I did was about breeding African cichlids, and it kept on evolving and kept on evolving, and it's never stopped evolving ever, really. I mean, we've always been working towards that next thing. The next thing here for me is to get this stupid live stream to start behaving and acting right and giving you good video and audio at the same time. Wouldn't that be nice? It's been a long time since I've had that. I found a love for making videos, for getting in front of the camera, talking about something, putting it out there, getting the feedback from the people, whether that was positive or negative. And while doing that, also drumming up interest in my website, which I don't have anymore. But that was the whole purpose for it. And until we shut our shop down, which I'm pretty sure it was in 2015, but it's all a blur at this point. Until we shut that down, there was never the goal for the channel. It was always getting people to our website. So you could say I was totally doing it for the money because I was trying to get people to the website. Now, the business not working out, things falling apart, us moving the whole operation out of that shop and bringing it to the house and completely changing everything about our business and everything that we were doing. Of course, paid, what am I saying here? Took its toll on me. Took its toll on me physically, mentally, everything. And that on top of typical stupid internet drama and frustration with the fact that I couldn't get my channel to grow and the fact that I was accumulating all of this debt, which I've just finally paid off a couple of months ago. I reached my boiling point back in early 2017 and I took a break from YouTube. And when I came back, this is where the story gets good, folks. You've heard everything up to this point. When I came back in September of last year, just over a year ago, there was one purpose and one purpose only when I came back. And that was to be a part of this community again. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about, I mean, of course I wanted more subscribers and all this kind of stuff, but the money was not the motivation like it was back then when I first started all the way up till 2017 or whatever it was. The motivation was I want to be a part of this community. I want to create content again. I want to do this again, but I want to do it for a different reason. I want to do it for fun. I want to enjoy this community again. I want to enjoy the hobby again. I never got out of the hobby, but I want to enjoy all of this again. And I want to be a part of something again, because otherwise I'd be sitting on my butt doing nothing all the time, getting, extremely overweight more than I am already. So I came back, and within 3 or 4 months of coming back from my break, everything changed again. And this is where it applies to what I'm thankful for. What I'm thankful for the most this year, again, aside from all of the obvious things, the kids, the health, the house, all of that, I am thankful for this newfound joy and love that this YouTube channel is giving me. And I mean this with the utmost respect. I don't mean the response that I'm getting from you. What I mean is the response that I'm getting internally to what I'm doing. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but what I found when I came back from my break, and a few months after I came back from my break, I developed a deep love for this whole concept of content creation and being creative. That word is something that it was never really it was never really a thing for me. Before I took my break, I wasn't out to be original. I wasn't out to do things that no one else was doing. I wasn't out to push myself to be creative and use my brain and come up with something unique and fun. That's not what it was about. It was about, how can I get the most views so that people will go to my website and buy stuff? That's what it was all about. And of course, if I had a website now, I would still be doing the same thing. However, the process would be very different, because now what I am the most passionate about than I've been of anything ever is creating something that I personally love. And this is where it's going to sound weird. I know for a fact when I explain this, if I explain it properly, I know Corey's going to be sitting there nodding his head saying, yep, that I know what that means. I know what he's talking about. There's other YouTube channels that are in here right now that will understand it. But there's this thing that's happened since the first of the year. It's happened probably 7 or 8 times in that span of time. And that is that I create a video that to me is the closest thing to perfection that I can achieve. Now, I don't mean it's a perfect video. I don't mean it's a better video than anyone else's. I don't mean that it's the best thing on YouTube and it's going to go viral and set the world on fire. That's not what I mean. What I'm talking about is, to me, it's perfection. I can give you some examples. You might totally disagree, but I want to give you examples of videos that I've done that, to me personally, they are my favorites that I've ever done since starting this thing on YouTube. One of them was uploaded just 4 days ago. The video that we put up on Sunday, you know, the one that no one's watched, that video for Lisa, I wasn't in the video at all. It was all Lisa, and it was all her basically redoing a video that she did way back in 2013. Her motivation back then was the same as mine. It was like, hey, if I make this video, people will go on the website and they'll order stuff, and that's good. But now her motivation is completely different. She's looking at it more like I am now. And she came to me a couple of weeks ago and said, I want to redo that video. I want to redo that stupid video that I did back in 2013 that was terrible, and I want to do it right. So we started talking about it. And I basically told her, I said, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go out in the garage. We're going to turn off the main lights. We're going to turn on the studio lights, and you just do whatever you want to do. And I'm going to follow you around with the camera. I'm going to get it all shot, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to edit it, and it's going to be amazing. And she said, okay. And that's exactly what we did. Now, what I'm talking about here, this thing that I'm thankful for, because this is new for me, is after watching that video, me personally watching it, because if you're editing a video, you're going to watch it 750 times before you actually upload it to the internet for everyone to see. I watched that video over and over and over again, and I loved every single minute of it. Now, again, I'm not trying to make the claim that it's the best video out there, but for me, that's as close to perfect as I can do. It's not a perfect video. But for me, what I'm looking for, the way the music is lined up with the video, the type of music it is. I like to use happy girl songs. I don't mean, you know what I mean, like female singers. I like to use in Lisa's videos, and I like to use the hardcore, which I've never done that, but harder stuff like hard rock I like to use in my videos. You'll see more of that as we go on, but with hers, I like to use the happy and you know, fun girl singers. So the music in that video, the way Lisa delivered the information that she wanted to deliver it, the shots that we took, the lighting, everything in that video was above what I would consider my standards to be. And after I watched it, I just had this feeling of absolute joy. Just pride is the word. I felt so good about what I had done that I didn't care if anybody watched it. Now, I'm a YouTuber. I don't rely on this to pay the bills. Well, kind of. But anyway, this is not my livelihood. I pay the bills by going out and fixing furniture. But thankfully, another thing that I'm extraordinarily thankful for is that our YouTube channel has actually started to make some money, and it has helped a lot because, anyway, we don't need to talk about all that. But as a YouTuber, of course, I want every video that I make to go viral. I mean, what are the odds of that happening? About the same as winning the lottery, but that's what every YouTuber wants. But when you have that video, when you make that one video, that you're happy with every single second of that video, and it's, to you, it is as close to perfect as it can be. It doesn't matter. And I watched that video over and over, and I could care less if anybody watched it. And comparing the numbers that that video has done to our typical numbers that we get, it's actually down, big time down. I apologized to Lisa over it, but I don't care. And I don't think Lisa does either. That's another thing. When she can watch it and she loves it as much as I do, I don't care what happens when it gets uploaded. I don't care if it gets 3,000 dislikes. I don't care if it gets 20,000 likes. I don't care if it gets 12 views. All right, I'd be a little concerned if that's what, but you understand what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. The performance of that video doesn't matter. Other videos that I've had a similar feeling with, all 3 videos that Lisa did. Do you see a trend here? It's usually Lisa's videos. The videos that Lisa did where she scaped her beta sorority tank. Loved them. Loved all 3 of them. Very proud of what I did. Very proud of what she did. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Her adding the 30 betas to that tank. Loved that video. Every minute of it. It was wonderful. It's not going to hurt my feelings if you, the viewer, tell me that you didn't like that video. That's fine. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And I was proud to be able to say that I did that, even though Lisa was the talent in the video. The other is my Aquashella video. I tried to do something very different from what other people have done. And I tried to just have everybody else talk about what Aquashella is. I saw Dorcula just pop up there. She was in that video. That's Corey's wife, if you don't know. And she was awesome in the video. Other YouTubers' wives were in there. Rob from Flip Aquatics' wife, Amanda, was in there. Jason from Primetime Aquatics, Joanna, his wife, was in there. Was there another wife? I don't think there was any more wives, but then Amber, also a YouTuber, was in there from Big City Betas. I loved that video. And I was so proud of it. And again, just like the video we put up Sunday, it didn't really get a whole lot of views. Now, I wasn't expecting a lot of views on that video because any YouTuber will tell you those shows, the videos don't get a lot of views. They just don't. I mean, I don't know why it is. I guess because it's only people who would ever care to go to a show like that would care about the videos. So not a lot of people watch those videos, and that's fine. I get it. So I wasn't expecting it to be a juggernaut anyway, but it wouldn't have mattered. I could have a playlist right now of all my favorite videos that I've ever made, and it could be the least watched videos on my channel, and I wouldn't mind. And that feeling is what I'm telling you that I am the most thankful for, because I cannot express it in words how good that feels, because we all love getting pats on the back, right? Everybody loves that. It doesn't matter what kind of work you do. It doesn't matter how many friends you have, how old you are. It doesn't matter. We all love getting pats on the back. And YouTubers, we kind of thrive on that because we get it. And you get people that it gets 1,000 likes and only 75 dislikes. And you get that. You get those pats on the back all the time. And after a while, it starts to become kind of normal. I don't want to sound weird, but it's kind of one of those things where after a while you get somebody comments, "Hey, great video." It doesn't affect you the way it would when your channel was 150 subscribers and your videos are getting 20 or 30 views and somebody says, "Great video." That's different than when you understand what I'm saying? I know I'm making myself look like a jerk, but when you can give yourself that feeling, I don't know that there's anything better. I mean, I've never done any kind of psychedelic drugs, but I would imagine it's kind of that similar scenario. It's a feeling that I've never had. I've been a creative person my entire life. It's a feeling I've never had. And it is something that I absolutely cherish. And I've had that happen probably 10 times in the last 10 months, 11 months. And it's been the most wonderful thing I've ever experienced on this platform ever. And it's taken my love of content creation, not making videos, but content creation. It's taken that to a whole other level. And every single time I make a video, my intent is to make videos that I'm expressing my creativity. Now I understand that I'm doing 6 videos in a row that are all exactly the same. They're all videos about these filters, and it is what it is. I mean, there are ways that videos like that could be done more creatively, and I could have more fun, and I could do wacky and crazy things. But because of what's been going on the last several months, I just haven't had time to put that kind of time into those videos. But I kind of like the open format of just, hey, I'm just going to talk about this. It's going to be very little editing, and we're going to see where it goes. I kind of like that. So I've been happy with those videos, but it's the videos that give me that feeling that is something that I don't know that I could ever duplicate. And the thing is, I see Multi-Tank Addiction is in here. I'm going to thank him for his super chat in a minute. I see Lisa's in here with us now. I see Fishy Biz. I don't know if Corey's been in here or if he checked out. I don't blame him if he did. He's probably in bed by now. It seems to be, and I don't know why this is, the videos that you put the most time into and you commit to 100% and you go all in on those videos, for whatever reason, YouTube decides to make that the video that nobody watches. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying it's YouTube's fault. What I'm saying is those videos are typically the channel's poorer performing videos. When you upload videos to YouTube and you go to your creator studio, there's a little scoreboard on there that shows how your video is comparing to your most recent 10 videos that you've uploaded. And it compares by time the order in which those videos performed. And what you're after is every single one of them to be number one. You want every video to be number one. I don't remember the last time I had a number one, but that sounded weird. You know what I mean? It's without fail, when I put up these videos that I have put my heart and soul into, and I have that warm and fuzzy feeling, and it's just the most amazing thing ever, they're always like number 9 or 10 out of the last 10 videos that we put up. I kind of expect it, so it doesn't hurt when it happens, but I don't know why that is. It is the videos that you just go all in on, don't get any views, but the videos that you slap together in 10 minutes are the ones that take off and do extraordinarily well. The biggest performing video that I've ever had on my channel, I made in 15. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me start over. The most views in the first 24 hours of a video's upload. Okay. The video on my channel, which I've got like 470 on there now, the one that did the best out of every single video on my entire channel took me about 15 minutes to make. Now, it's not the most watched video in my channel, not even close, but it's in the first 24 hours, it outperformed every single other video that I've ever made on this channel. It took me 15 minutes to make it. It was garbage, but for whatever reason, everybody watched it. And it's because it has Petco in the name. I saw Fishy Biz. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Fishy Biz put up a video today with Petco and PetSmart in the thumbnail. It's brilliant because those videos they get a ton of views. I don't know why. It just is. But anyway, Multi-Tank Addiction with the $10 says, I get you, John. I spent 2 weeks working on the short film. All that mattered was when my dad told me he thought it was the best video I had done. Worth all the work to hear him say that and say he was proud of me. Come on, man. How do you do any better than that? That's the best. My dad's no longer with us. He's been gone for 22 years. I would have loved to have heard that. So although it's been a very long time. I was 23 when he died. It's been a long time since I've heard that. It makes me happy to hear that you got that from him, and you should definitely be thankful for that. Allie Patton, our favorite person, thankful for the Fish Fam. Yes, absolutely, I am too. And I'm thankful for your $5, ma'am. That is very generous of you. Legit had turkey tacos the day I got back from China. That's funny. Is Corey enjoying turkey tacos? That's funny. I keep being recommended the exact same videos. So maybe that's one reason. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm never even going to try to examine why this phenomenon is true. The phenomenon of the more time and effort you put into a video, the less views it gets. I don't know why that's a thing, but it definitely is a thing. And every single YouTuber I've ever talked to says yes. It's weird, but it is a thing. And I think this is just me trying to use my very minimal brain here. I think it's because we are so happy with the video and we've put so much time into it that we maybe rush through the things that are the most important, which in my opinion are title, thumbnail. I'm not one of those people that believes tags and description really make all that much of a difference, but I think thumbnail and title, I think those are the two most critical things for us. In no particular order, they're both equally as important. And maybe we kind of skip on that a little bit because we're so overwhelmed with the feeling of making that video that we're happy with that we just don't care what happens there. But I don't know, but I could be wrong. So what I am thankful for, folks, this is going to get a little sentimental here. Sentimental, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I am somebody, I've talked about it in the past. I have actually made a podcast episode about it. I'm someone that struggles to keep my depression at bay. I'm always on that razor's edge, and I've got to keep things. I've got to be latched on to things to keep my mind progressing and moving forward. Otherwise, I fall. Again, that has a lot to do with why I came back to YouTube, because I needed to be a part of something. I needed to be being creative again and be a part of this group again, this beautiful group that is way different and way better than it was before I took my break. And if it was this way before I took my break, I don't think I'd ever taken a break because I would have needed that for support. But where was I going with that? I don't even know. I just completely lost it. But God, let me get back on track. Oh, I know what it is. I am always on that razor's edge of complete meltdown or keep progressing and maintain sanity and be happy. Lisa could tell you, when I melt down strong. It's bad. It's quite sad to see. So having something to motivate me and to latch onto to keep progressing forward is what I need desperately in my life. And this, what we're doing right here, right now, with this YouTube channel and all you beautiful people, 161 people. There's like 1/3 of the amount of people that we normally get. It's a holiday though. Who cares? But this is what I am the most thankful for, is all of this. It's not the money, which I'm going to be honest, with the things that have been going on with Lisa and I, like I said, razor's edge. There's a reason. All of the things going on, the money has been fantastic. It's been a blessing. It's been something that has helped big time, because we'd be in big trouble if the YouTube money wasn't there. So that's amazing, and I'll never take it for granted. But that's not the best thing about this. The best thing about this is beautiful people that I can call friends that are in here in this chat. Lots of them. I don't want to name names because I don't want to forget anybody. That is a beautiful thing. And to be able to have an outlet to create something, even if it's something that nobody watches and everybody thinks is ridiculous, which they might think about when Lisa and I do this new series, but that is what I am the most thankful for. Because if I did not come back to this, Lisa is probably wondering, like, I can't even imagine where he would be if he hadn't come back to this. Because basically, if I don't have that thing that I can latch onto, then what I end up latching onto is how much my life sucks. And my life doesn't suck. My life is wonderful. But when you're in that place and that's all you think about, you can go down very fast. I don't turn to drugs. I don't turn to alcohol. I turn to laziness and inactivity. That's what I do. And so being able to do this, I'm still inactive because I'm sitting at the daggone computer all the time, but I have something to take pride in, and I have beautiful people that I'm surrounded by every single day. So that, ladies and gentlemen, KG Tropicals faithful, that is what I am thankful for. That is what I am the most thankful for, aside from the obvious, like I said before, family, health, home, heat's still on, lights are still on, the water's clean, the obvious things. Aside from those, that is what I'm the most thankful for. And it's a completely different deal than it was back before I took my break. And like I said, if it had been this way, then I would have never taken my break. I like it. KG Tropicals faithful, new community name for sure. You know what I hate? I hate when I comment on people's streams and I see them skip past 100 other chatters and read mine, which is exactly what I just did with Corey's. I hate that because it's Corey, right? I mean, Corey's my friend, and he's not only that, he's a big time YouTuber, and shame on me for that. But thank you, Corey. But Lisa, I'm most thankful for you, for him, for you, for... Well, now, Drew, what are you trying to do to me now? You're trying to say that I should have said I'm most thankful for Lisa. Come on. Of course you know I am. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to expand on that. So you keep your opinions to yourself. I almost called you a name. This is a fact, folks. I'm not saying this because of what Fishy Biz just said, even though I kind of am. Lisa coming on board with this channel is a game changer. It's a game changer for me creatively. It's a game changer for our relationship. It's a game changer for the success of KG Tropicals. Don't you think for a second that I don't attribute a lot of this channel's growth? Our channel's doubled in size in the last year. And I know that so much of that has to do with her coming on board. When she did videos back in the day, it was because I begged her to. She'll tell you I forced her. I didn't force her. It's not like I said, do it or else. Come on, I'm not that guy. But I begged her. I begged her over and over and over again because of the effects that it would have on our business. I would say, look, there's some people that hate me. They don't like dudes, but they'll watch a woman. They'll feel more comfortable watching a woman, and you're an attractive woman, and it's easy for people to look at you, and they'd much rather look at you than they will me. So you should make these videos. And she hated it. She didn't want to have anything to do with it, but she did it. She was a trooper, and she did it, and it was awesome. But you could kind of tell back then that she wasn't all in. Now, totally different. She's in this channel now, and it was her idea. When we were on our way back from the aquatic experience last year, 2018, she was like, I'm in this. I want to do this. I want to do these kind of videos. I want to, I want to, we didn't come up with the idea of 10 things then. It wasn't like a month later we came up with that, but it was like, I want to make this video. I want to make that video. This is so exciting. I can't wait. I just met all these wonderful people that I'd never met before, and it was awesome. And this was her idea. And don't think for a second that I'm not thankful that she had that idea, because this channel has gone ever since she got on board. So I am thankful for the love and the support that we have received. I know that sounds cheesy, but it's absolutely true. I am thankful that I have people that I can turn to for advice. I'm happy that people turn to me for advice. I'm thankful for all of this. It's turned into a wonderful thing. Very, very little drama. There's some drama out there. Of course, this is the internet, but very, very little drama. And that's a wonderful thing. It's easier to ignore that drama when there's very little of it, when it's rare that it happens. So yeah, I am extraordinarily thankful for YouTube, for you, for all of this. It's a beautiful thing. You will never get me to say things like, oh, YouTube this, YouTube that. YouTube, is terrible and they do all these horrible things. You'll never get me to say that, because they are providing me not only a free platform to be creative and share my creativity with you, but they're paying me for it. So I know there's these big changes that are coming in January, which I am, until I am proven wrong, I believe is not going to impact us as much as it will, gaming channels and family vlog channels and toy channels and stuff like that. But I'm sure it'll affect us. But I'm not gonna lose my mind over it, because we're still uploading to a platform for free and actually getting paid for it, which is an amazing thing. So I'm not gonna, do a whole hate YouTube thing. Nobody else has either, but none of the fish tubers anyway. I'm thankful for YouTube, and I just hope it doesn't completely fall apart. I don't think it will, but yeah, there we go. So I could keep going on this all night long, folks. And what would end up happening is I'd be saying the same things over and over and over again. So it's time to move on. Thank you for letting me do that. I hope I made sense. And only 5 dislikes. So that's good. That's a good thing. That's rare that we have that few dislikes. And then a whole bunch of likes just popped through. You people are beautiful. So I have picked out some comments let me go through some of these comments first here, because I don't want to be rude. We're going to start from the most current and work our way back. Super thankful for communication with like-minded fish folks. Absolutely, fish dreams. I completely agree with that. I pushed the like button. Thank you, Val. That was sweet of you. Mixer is going to be the new big thing. You know what? I've never been on Mixer. I've heard about it. I think that's more of a gaming thing, isn't it? I could be wrong, but I don't know that YouTube's ever going to get overtaken like MySpace did. I just can't imagine that. They're just too big to fall. But you know what? I could be wrong. I'm thankful for being lazy today and doing as little as possible. Watch The Irishman on Netflix. Ozzy, my man. Lisa and I were up till almost 2 o'clock in the morning last night watching that 3.5 hour long epic. And I will be talking about that in John's World tonight after we're done talking about these comments and stuff like that. That's all I'm going to say about that movie. I knew about the whole, come on, Cat, the whole Frank Sheeran story. Knew about that years and years ago. But it was really good to see that on screen. I love to see the dynamics of spouses working together. Yeah, I mean, to my knowledge, there's only 2 of us. Well, I guess you could include Amanda and Rob, but Amanda doesn't like being on camera. So she's not like making videos. But she's a huge part of Flip Aquatics. But us and Primetime, are there any other like husband-wife combos that are out there regularly creating content together? I don't know that there is. But it's definitely different. And it's wonderful because you get a little taste of both of us, and that's awesome. Passion works both ways, and depression sucks. Y'all are awesome. Stay excellent. Yes, depression is a very difficult thing, and I do my best to stay away from medications. I'm one of those people that I say, you know what, if I know what the problem is, I'm going to fix them rather than taking medication. But having said that, I'm not against anybody that does take medication because I know how difficult it is, but that's what I try to do. So, Greg Bean, thanks for the constant in the storm of life. Look forward weekly to y'all's videos. Happy Thanksgiving and hope you have a great time with family. Yeah, my great time with family is over. I'm at home with a 16-year-old who's upstairs, who only knows what he's doing right now. And the cats and the dogs, that's who I'm home with right now. But yes, you too, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful remainder of your Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving so much. My family typically gets together. I have a large family. I'm one of 4. And we usually get together on Thanksgiving. But there's been some stuff. There's no family drama, but there's been some stuff that's gone on. Can you give me a break? The cat, look what he's doing. Now he's not going to do it. This is what he's doing while I'm trying to talk in the microphone. He's rubbing on it. Idiot. So anyway, yeah, my family didn't get together this year for Thanksgiving, which is very sad, but we still had a wonderful meal, and Lisa is a brilliant cook, so that helped for sure. So, Imperial Tropicals, but really just a live stream weekly. What? Hey, John, I picked up some juvenile turquoise jewel cichlids last week. Got 5 of them. 2 of them immediately paired up and had eggs. Went out and bought a 55. I'm thinking redhead goes as tank mates. I'm thinking redhead goes. All right, Cat, listen to me. Now he's moving the camera. Yay, let's get a cat in the fish room. Let's get 3 or 4 more of them. You're being unreasonable. Really? You're going to bite me now? Well, you're going to get down there. I'm not sure what that question was, David, and I'm sorry. But that's an odd... maybe I wasn't reading it right. I don't know. I am definitely not the cat whisperer because he ain't listening to me. He's being a little turd is what he's being. Okay. So let me get to these comments. These are from the channel. These are comments from our videos. Not specific videos, but I just went through the comments of all of my videos and I found some fun ones to talk about. These are not all troll comments. I did that one day because I asked channel members, hey, what do you want us to talk about? And I don't recall who asked for it, but somebody said, you should do like funny comments and comment about those. And so we did that. That is not what this is all about. These are questions. I think a couple of them might have been trolls though. Just pulling it up here and here we are. Okay. And here comes the cat. This is so much fun, Rena. Thank you for this. Do you want to sit in my lap? And if you do, are you going to sit there and not bite me and not rub on the microphone? Lisa, you need to come home and take care of this cat because he's driving me crazy. Okay. Hopefully I have this one set up right. Yep. If you're on a phone, you probably can't see these. I have actually screenshotted. Is that a word? Screenshotted the comments, but I will read them to you. So if you're watching this on a phone and it's too teeny tiny for you to see, that's okay. You can, I'll read them for you. Okay, so this is on that 15-minute video that I was talking about. That video that I slapped together in 15 minutes. Still turned out to be a pretty decent video, but it was the highest performer in the first 24 hours of any other video that we've ever done. That's what this was on. I can't think of a reason feeding guppies would be a problem. They breed well. I would think they would be a great feeder. I bet garter snakes would like them. Now, okay, I'm not a snake guy. I'm not scared of snakes, and I'm not against snakes. I think snakes are cool pets. I'll never have one because I won't be allowed to have one. But it's my understanding that garter snakes are outdoor dry land snakes. So to feed them guppies would mean you are taking the guppy out of the tank and flicking it out into the yard and hoping the garter snake comes along and eats it. And to me, that sounds pretty dumb. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know snakes. I'm not a snake guy. Maybe I'm wrong. But the reason why I pulled this up and I wanted to use this one was because of the whole concept of guppies being a problem. Lisa and I both share the exact same view on feeder fish. We both hate them. We both think they're stupid. We both think they're mean. We both think they're too dangerous and it's not worth the risk. However, if you are breeding your own fish and feeding them to your fish, that would be the safest way of doing it. Not going to the store and buying feeder fish, because I don't care what store they're coming from. They're nasty, folks. They're gross. And it's only going to be a matter of time before you are going to get that feeder fish that's going to wipe out your entire stock. So stay away from feeders. They're dumb. They're not nutritious. It makes your fish more aggressive and it opens them up to disease and everything else. But if you are breeding your own fish, like guppies, because leopard frogs is the person who put this comment up, is right. They breed like rabbits. It shouldn't be that cliche. Is that a cliche? It shouldn't be breed like rabbits. When something breeds a lot, we should say they breed like guppies. Doesn't that make so much more sense? They breed like guppies. Guppies breed like crazy. I know. All you have to do is add water and the guppies breed. If you are breeding your own and that's what you're feeding to your fish, I still don't like it because that's mean. But if that's what you're doing, that is certainly better than going to the store and buying guppies. But leopard frog, I don't know if you're in here, if you're going to watch this on replay, or if you unsubscribed and you'll never watch another one of our videos. I don't know. But if your argument was, hey, we can breed our own guppies and that's fine, I agree with you. I still wouldn't do it because no, but I agree with you. That would be better. But going to the pet store and buying guppies, feeder guppies is not any better than buying feeder goldfish. D Max decided to become a member, which is awesome. Thank you so much. See, I mentioned member earlier and all of a sudden we got a new member. How about that? It's interesting. Excuse me, the way that works. This one, not a troll comment, but I got a kick out of this one. I'm not mad at the guy. Didn't say anything bad. But he's talking about this guy right here in my lap right now. Don't be weird. The most recent video that we uploaded to this channel was about the Aqueon Quiet Flow hang on the back filter. And this gentleman, Paul, said, so your cat chews the cord. Oh, okay. Let me preface this. I talked about how I'm a big fan of the fact that this filter has an internal pump. Okay. When I say internal, I mean internal in the water. It's in the tank and it pumps water to the filter box rather than the motor being in the filter box, which pulls water from the tank. Am I making sense? And I talked about how big of a fan I am of that. And I am. I mean, yeah, I am. It's the best. So he says, so your cat chews the cord going into the water one day, and then dead fish, dead cat, and dead you. No thanks. I'll stick with the motors out of the water. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I wanted to tell my friend Paul, if your cat chews the wire on your filter, the risk is the same whether the motor is in or out of the water. I'm sorry, you put a lot of thought into that comment and you did a great job, but it doesn't matter. If your cat is going to chew on something that is connected to a vessel full of water, there is going to be problems. Now, is it going to result in a dead cat? It could very well result in that. And I mean, we all have pets. So what are we all doing to manage cords? I've got 3 dogs. We've got a whole bunch of cats. What are we doing to make sure that the cats don't do that? I don't know. Who knows? But he's never done it before. And I'm really hoping that he doesn't do it moving forward. But the fact is, the power is coming from the wall. And it's going through that wire. Whether it goes to a pump that's in the water or a pump that's in the filter box, it's going to make no difference. It's going to shock the cat and probably kill the cat. It's going to shut the filter down because it's going to short circuit everything. The filter's going to shut down, could result in dead fish. I suppose you were being a little extreme and being a little dramatic by saying that it could kill me too. I guess your thought behind that was that it could start a fire, and it certainly could. So yeah, you're right. But it doesn't matter where the pump is. If it's in the water or out of the water, don't make the decision to buy a filter that has the motor in the filter box because it's safer from your cat chewing on it. That's what I'm trying to say, because it's not. It doesn't matter. Plus, you've got your heater that's in there. You've got your lights that are up on the top that could be dipping down into the water. I've had that before. There's a lot of things that are going into the aquarium that could result in a pretty good jolt going through your feline if they were to bite into it. Doesn't matter whether it goes to a pump that's in the water or in the filter box. Anyway, moving on. Now this one's interesting. Conrad says, and this was on a video, one of my Tank Talk episodes when I was not doing these live responding to comments. I was recording it and it was a lot of fun. I decided to change and start doing it live, and then Lisa came on board and it changed everything and all of that. But Conrad says, what's your take on a female frontosa having babies whilst being on her own for 2 years? I don't know. No. Because frontosas are not snails. Does anybody know what this person's talking about? Because I've never heard that story. And if I heard that story, I would call BS immediately because, well, I have common sense. So what's my take? My take is no, that's not a thing. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have a frontosa have the Immaculate Conception. It's not going to happen. So no, that's my response. Maybe somebody knows something that I don't know. They've come up with these frontosas that fertilize their own eggs. I don't know. Never heard of that one. Maybe it's a frontosa that's like a hermaphroditosa. Hermaphroditosa. What? This one was fun. I guess I did pick a lot that are fun. Jeff says, he's trying to start a fight here is what he's doing. This was on the beta, 10 Things beta video. It's none of your business what people do with their betas. I wonder what your thoughts are about abortion. Let me tell you my thoughts about abortion. I'm not stupid enough to talk about abortion on YouTube, on a fish channel. But this is what was interesting. We got a lot of negativity on that video. I got a dislike when I said I'm not going to talk about abortion. You're welcome. It's none of your business what people do with their betas. I wonder what your thought. So it's like, so it is everyone's business about what my opinion is about abortion? Come on. People just trying to start fights. I would not, this is a fact. I would not have a conversation with my mother about abortion. Because no. Stupid. Graham says, if they say, okay, this one's interesting and the text is really small. I'm going to have to get in here because my eyes are getting old. If they say, okay, let me tell you what this one is. Let me preface this. Again, this is also from that Petco video that I did. Now, in that video, the wonderful, and her name escapes me. Oh, Lisa, help me. Rashida. Rashida is somebody that we've dealt with a bunch of times at the Petco in La Plata, Maryland. If you're ever up there, go check her out. She is the manager of either the aquatic section or the whole store. I don't remember. She's awesome. She is the one that's in that video. And in that video, she was explaining while she was getting our fish that somebody came in and, I explained to her that there was a customer in a Petco that went to the employee and said, hey, a 5-gallon tank, I want these goldfish. And the employee said, no, those fish don't go in a 5-gallon tank. I'm not going to sell you the goldfish because you're going to put them in a 5-gallon tank, and that's wrong for the fish. And the customer said, oh, I misspoke. It was a 55-gallon tank. It wasn't a 5-gallon tank. So basically this guy knew what he wanted, and he said, hey, this is what I have. And the employee said, no, that's not going to work. And so he just made something up and said, nope, I actually do have the right size tank, telling a big lie. So this guy says, Graham, this is not a troll comment. He says, if they say they have a 5-gallon tank, then claim it's 55-gallon, I want proof that you're not duping me. I think it should be law that the person who works at these fish stores gets to see their customer's tank before laying the fish onto them. That just sounds wholesomely more responsible. And here's the thing, Graham. I agree 100%. I agree 150% with your statement. It's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen. There is never going to be a rule that you have to prove that you are set up to take care of a fish. It's never going to happen. If that were to happen, the fish keeping industry would collapse, because the only fish that would ever be able to be sold easily would be your smaller tetras and your barbs and your rosy barbs. You know what I'm saying? Rasboras, things that are small, betas. You're never going to sell any South American cichlids, monster fish, oddballs, catfish. You're never going to sell any of those. And without being able to sell any of those, the industry would collapse even more than it's already collapsing. So it's never going to happen. Plus, there's never going to be a law for that. Should there be? Sure. I'd love to see that be a law. But, I mean, if there was a law, I probably wouldn't even have those arowanas, because they probably say that an 8-foot tank is not even acceptable for an arowana. I don't know. But a lot of the fish that are sold in this hobby would not be sold. We did a whole episode of 10 Things about this, about fish that I believe should not be in this hobby anymore. So I agree with you, but it's never going to happen. And there's never going to be where you have to like fill out an application and do all. No, it's not going to happen. If you think about it, most places, like I went and bought in one day $1,200 worth of Chihuahuas, and the owner didn't ask us anything, or the breeder didn't ask us anything about what we're going to be keeping them in, what kind of environment they're going to be in, how much room they're going to have. Now, of course, Chihuahuas need very little space, but I've also bought a Rottweiler from a breeder, never asked one question. I bought a Golden Retriever off of a breeder, not one question. So even people that are breeding large breed dogs don't ask these questions. The ones who do are the rescues, which is kind of interesting. Breeders, nah, just take them, whatever. But the rescues are the ones that are doing it right. You're never going to see this in fish keeping. You're just not. Even though today it would be very easy to do that, because you just bring in a picture and say, here's my phone. This is my tank in my living room. I've got a 75-gallon tank. I'll be perfectly fine keeping those green terrors. But they're not going to do that because you could be showing a picture of your friend's tank or a tank that's whatever. So as much as I agree with your sentiment, it's just not feasible that that's going to happen. And we should consider that a good thing, because if it did, we wouldn't have an industry anymore. So, oops, wrong one. This one, this is the last one, and then we'll get strictly to you. We'll have an hour and 15 minutes left, because Rack is going to be doing his Thanksgiving live stream at 10:30. And I started an hour early because I'm here by myself and I was bored. So, Tina, eat your dinner, Tina. No. Okay, wait a minute. What filter? This is, again, from my Aqueon Quiet Flow filter review, video, installation, unboxing thing. No filter needed. But as a fellow cat owner, I could really use your advice on fish tank lids. I have the glass lids from the store. Well, had. My cats like to sit on top of the tanks, and they are too heavy. They break the lids. Who sells a durable tank lid? I don't know. I have always kept the glass canopies that you can buy from Petco PetSmart. Oh man, I've got one right there in the box. But I've got a cat, on the topic of cats, sleeping in my lap, and I don't want him to not be sleeping because he's quiet when he's sleeping. and he's not chewing on the wires that go to the pump that's in the water. Uh, so I can't grab it, but it's an Aqueon hinged glass top. They call them glass canopies. That's what I use. They're the ones that cover like 3/4 of the tank, and then they have like a 4-inch section with the plastic strip that acts as a hinge. That's what I've always used. And I've never had a problem. This is the only cat that we've ever had that likes, no, Carl does that too. But Carl's super fat now, so he wouldn't be able to do that. But this cat is very small and very dainty. I don't know what he weighs, but he's not even coming close to being a problem for these tanks. These lids on this tank are 1/4-inch thick glass. Most aquariums, 75 gallons and smaller, and no, not 125s, but if you have a 75-gallon tank or smaller, most likely the tank is built out of 1/4-inch thick glass. When you get up to 90s and 125s and stuff, they go up to like 1/2-inch glass, but or some of them might be 3/8. I don't know. I don't measure the smaller ones, but 1/4-inch thick glass is very thick. It's very hardy. On this tank, that's what I got. It's standard with custom aquariums. If they're going to give you lids, or if you're going to buy lids, they're going to be thick like that. These lids here are 2 feet long, so they do need to be thicker to not droop at all. So that's important there, but also I wanted the thick lids because I don't want my silver arowanas jumping up and breaking the lids. You're going to bite me? Really? What an idiot. I'm trying to be nice to you. So, but here's the thing. The glass canopies that you can get at Petco PetSmart are thick enough, I believe, to where they should be able to hold a cat. But if they're not, because your cat is super fat, we have one, what I would do, rather than trying to get a thicker lid, because I would imagine you're either going to pay a fortune to get glass lids that are made like a 1/2-inch thick, or you're going to buy 2 lids and put them on top of each other, stack them up, or you're going to use some kind of material that is not transparent, which, how are you going to get light in the tank? My advice to you would be to not try to get thicker lids. My advice would be maybe look into some type of canopy that wraps the tank and doesn't allow the cats to get up there and actually get on the tank. That's what I would do. Obviously, you're going to have those people that are going to say, well, just keep the cats off. Well, that person doesn't own a cat, because you're not going to tell cats what to do. They're going to do what they want to do, and you're not going to stop them. They're going to lay in your lap, and then when you try to situate them so that they don't fall off of your lap, they're going to bite you. That's what cats do. We live in a cat's world. They don't live in ours. So you basically have to either prevent the cat from getting up there, or build a canopy. That's what I would do, to just have it completely covered. It doesn't even have to be something super fancy. You could build it out of like MDF or something like that, to where it's only maybe a 6-inch canopy that goes around with a lid on it. And then you can even hang your lights from it and stuff like that. And then the cat can't get to the glass lids. It's a pain in the butt, because now you've got another thing between you and the water, which means you got to lift that canopy off and then open the lids to feed your fish. It's a pain, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's better than breaking the glass because your cat is too fat. If you drop the cat into the aquarium, I missed that one. It will never go there again. They hate water. Very true, but I cannot condone that behavior because that's, yeah. Your whole house is going to get wet because the cat's going to go insane and be sloshing all over the place. And yeah, that would be rough. I'd go with a net for the arowana or greenhouse roofing. Greenhouse roofing is strong. I don't know if it's stronger than 1/4-inch glass though, because it's not as rigid as glass. It has a little bit of sag to it. That's why if you're in a greenhouse and there's big winds, it goes, you hear that horrible noise. I don't know. Maybe I've only been in cheap greenhouses, but not completely true. My cat loves water. Hey, see? I've never had a cat that liked water, but you know what? I've got a kid that lives in this house that doesn't like pizza. I think that's because he's just so sick of pizza, because we used to eat it all the time. And I think he's like, pizza, ooh. I wash my hands before I put my hands in the tank and still get hair in it. I wash my hands before I put my hands in the tank and still get hair in it. I don't know. Ever had a giant gourami? Nope, I haven't. Ugliest fish definitely makes the top 10, but they're so ugly, that's what makes them adorable. You got to think about it, folks. If you really think about it, there are a lot of fish that are ugly, but we love them because that's what makes them cute and unique and all of that. A lot of people would say, Oscars, how dare you? Because Oscars are adorable. But things like blood parrots and some particular catfish and stuff like that, ugly. They're ugly, but we love them. Giant gouramis are one of those. I just haven't. I mean, this is the biggest tank I've ever had. And I would have been okay to put a giant gourami in there, but I don't know if I would have been okay with that and 3 arowanas. You know what I mean? So I like them a lot. I like looking at other people's giant gouramis. Cat hair. Yeah, so Twin does fish. I think what you're basically trying to say is that cat hair gets everywhere, and I get it. I know what you mean. I have a beagle, and that's bad too, because the hair gets everywhere. And when I stand up, I'm wearing a black shirt right now, because I always do, because black is slimming. The cat is in my lap right now. He's sitting in my lap as I'm sitting here doing the stream, and my shirt is going to be completely covered in hair when I get up because of that guy. So, but he's not making noise, and he's not going meow, meow, meow. Oscars are the pug dogs of the river. Oscars are the ultimate water dog. I don't think that there is a fish that is more like a land-dwelling pet than an Oscar. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You can argue with me if you want. That's fine. You might have a super sweet fish too. I know flower horns have a lot of personality in it. I get it. But to me, Oscars are the closest thing to a dog that is in your water that you'll ever have. As far as personality goes, the way they interact with you and all of that, there is going to be a video that's going to be coming out on this channel. Why am I pointing at you like you're in trouble and I'm scolding you? There's going to be a video that's going to be coming out on this channel very, very soon. And I'm pretty sure the title is going to be Oscars are the coolest fish in the world. And the reason why I'm doing it is because my 2 Oscars have tripled in size since I got them on August 24th. It was the 24th, right? Or was it the 23rd? It doesn't matter. They've gotten way bigger, and that's what Oscars do. You add water, and they get bigger. That's what happens. And they're just awesome. I just love them. I love my 2 Oscars that are in there. They are a treat to watch. They're fun, and I'm going to do a video all about them. Now, see, you said the 24th, Lisa, but I mean, I'm aware of what day that is, but was it that actual day that we went up there, or was that the 23rd? I thought it was the 23rd. Hashtag how dare you. I am Oscar, but go by Ozzy. Jays, carry on. That's funny. Well, you are a water dog, Oscar. That's adorable. I wasn't talking about you, my man. I was talking about the fish. He's like a dog. The arowanas are getting big. They're, I see them every day. And so it's difficult for me to see. What I do see, it was my actual birthday. I should know that. Okay. I didn't know. They are kind of getting closer in size to each other. I had one that was significantly larger than the other 2. And they're all kind of like almost balancing out. But one of the things that I'm super happy about now, and I've had them for a while now, but their fins, all three of them, their fins are immaculate. It took some time, because when you get them and when you are transporting them and then you put them in with other fish that they don't know each other and they can go around and nip each other a little bit and stuff like that. I've never had any of the other fish nip the arowanas, but the arowanas would nip each other. Their fins would get a little bit rugged, but they're all immaculate now. And with the new lights in there, not new lights, but different lights, the lights that used to be on that tank and we moved them to this one, you can really see the blue in their fins now. They're not blue arowanas, but silver arowanas have a blue hue to the fins, and you can really see that in them. It's awesome. I love them. God, I love arowanas. I love them so much. Oscars and arowanas. Somebody asked, I saw somebody say pea puffers, and then I see pea puffers are like that big. I'm not going to put those in there. That's dumb. Or no, is that pea puffers are the little teeny ones, aren't they? I don't know. I'm not a puffer guy. I like them. I got a puffer on my wall right there. We all know whose puffer that is. I like puffers. That's another one. I don't know that I'll ever get one. And it's not because I don't like them. It's just, I don't know. I know they're cool, and I know they have a ton of personality too. And I love their teeth, but I don't know that I'm ever going to have one. But am I wrong? Aren't the pea puffers, or is that the figure 8 puffers? I don't know. I thought they were too small to be in there with them. But somebody said that, and somebody also said the giant gouramis and all that. The reason why I didn't put them in there is because I wanted Oscars. You love what you love, right? I mean, don't judge me. Puffers are closer to dogs, I think. Maybe they are. I don't know. I've never owned one, but I've seen Murphy. I've got Murphy pins. I've got a Murphy picture. Murphy's everywhere. The Murphy's all over my house. But of course, I've seen them in videos, and I've seen a lot of other people's puffers in the videos and stuff. They definitely do look like they have a lot of personality, and I'm sure if I had one, I would love them, but I'm not going to have one, so I'll never love them. That was really weird. You know, not only am I happy that I got Oscars and put Oscars in there, I'm also extremely happy with the Oscars I got. They turned out to be gorgeous. My albino, who is right there, he is a little knockout. He's awesome. When I do that video, you will see him because I'm going to be putting videos of him when, I don't know if it's a he, might be a she, but that Oscar, I'm going to put some older footage of that fish on there, and then I'm going to put the newer stuff with him bigger now that he is. He's 1/4 the size of full grown, but he's grown a lot. And then the black tiger there, I guess, do they call them red tigers? Anyway, the tiger Oscar is gorgeous too. And you can actually see that now because of the lights, whereas before he just looked all black, which an all black Oscar, I'm not going to lie, that would be pretty cool. But he's definitely not that. He's a good looker too. He's a good looking guy or girl. I don't judge. And the albino is awesome too. So not only am I really thrilled with the fact that I got Oscars, because I've always loved Oscars, but I think the two that I got are winners. They're awesome. Puffers are pains in the butt. Will never buy one again. Very high maintenance with food, water, everything. Yeah, I mean, Oscars are the opposite of that. Oscars are super easy. But that's not why I got them. They are super easy though. Can I put cichlids with my angels? Angels are cichlids. But it depends on what kind of cichlids you're talking about. If you're talking about Africans, I wouldn't. Am I going to tell you it can't be done? No, I'm not going to tell you anything can't be done because I've heard every story in the world. But I wouldn't do it. Why am I pointing to them? The Africans are far too aggressive for angels. And angels can be pretty nasty too. No, separate them. Keep them separate. I've had I've had angels with other South American cichlids, smaller ones like Acara. I had some with some Jack Dempseys, which Jack Dempseys get pretty big, but not outrageous. And they don't really do anything. They just kind of sit around. I've had them with parrots. I've had them with severums, and they've always been fine. But African cichlids, I wouldn't do it. No. Your live stream. Wait, that was somebody giving me a compliment. Your live stream is pure dedication, especially on Thanksgiving Day holiday. Much love. Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest. If Corey hadn't streamed today, I was still going to do it. But I mean, I had it planned all week that I was going to do it. But, you know, when Corey goes on and he's like, hey, everybody, I'm glad to be back from China. I can barely breathe. And he streams for 4 hours. How am I not going to do it? I mean, that's no way. I mean, Corey's a god. We all know that. But I have angels with my arowana and frontosa. Call it a barbell tank. Yeah, the frontosas, you're going to get a lot of hate for that if you show that to anyone. Because, you know, the whole thing. But I've done that before too. It was a long time ago, and it was an emergency, and it worked. So, but we'll keep that between us. We won't tell anybody else. What's the best way to treat hole in the head, please? You know what? I have not dealt with hole in the head. Isn't that I've had Oscars my whole life. I've never dealt with it. I don't know. But I actually did a video about it. So check that out. I am not the treating fish guy. That's Lisa's thing. So maybe she could chime in on that if she's still with us here in the chat. But I'm pretty sure that's a Metro thing, isn't it? Isn't that like a metronidazole thing? General Cure and others. I got enough on my plate. I don't deal with the diseases. If a fish is sick, I tell Lisa, the fish is sick, fix it. And she fixes it, and then I'm good to go. And this is why you don't, unless you're Corey, who's an encyclopedia, you don't just spontaneously take questions, because you might get asked a question that I should know the answer to, and I don't. So makes me look like an idiot. Albino silver arowanas are really majestic looking. Yes, they most certainly are. And I thought about getting one of those, but they're very, very expensive. Albino anything. Yeah, Metroplex, which is metronidazole. There you go. That's how I say it anyway. So I was right. Stream looks better now. It's not as choppy as it was at first. I wish I could figure out why that's happening. It's so frustrating. I was going to switch back to OBS because I'm so frustrated with this, but I didn't do it. So, but I tell you what I am going to do. I am going to figure it out before the next stream, and I'm either going to be using OBS or Ecamm. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. If you're a YouTuber and you're curious as to what I use for streaming right now, I'm using Ecamm Live. It is a Apple only piece of software. It costs $80 for the year. And I loved it until I got this new computer. And it hasn't cooperated with me at all since I got this new computer. And the weird thing about it, my iMac that I've been streaming on forever. This is why I find it impossible to believe that it's a computer issue. The iMac that I've been streaming on since 2015 is half the computer that this is. The processor is way smaller. It's got half the RAM. The video card, I don't know how much the video card comes into play with streams, but it's like everything on this new computer is ramped way up just because it's 5 years newer than the iMac. But everything has always been flawless on the iMac. The issues that I've had have been other stuff, not the computer. The computer's never been the problem. But now I go and spend $2,800, $26 actually, because I got a deal. We talked about that during the Zenzo stream. I've had nothing but problems with Ecamm, and it's driving me nuts. But Ecamm is a really good piece of software. I just don't know if it's really good with this computer that I just bought. So, okay, okay, well, it just skipped, so I guess I guess I'm going all the way down to the bottom. He's not alone. Lisa is in the chat with Candy as a mod. Oh, I can say it was choppy until the video locked up altogether, then said YouTube isn't responding, then it was fine ever since. I wonder if it could be a YouTube problem. It wasn't a problem for Corey. But, you know, Corey's got like all the best stuff. I think it's YouTube. I see it a lot, not just you, John. I hope you're right, because I really don't want it to be on this. I don't want it to be a problem with this computer, because I paid way too much money for this computer. Hey, John, I'll ask your opinion. 3 same-sex jewel cichlids with redhead geophagus. Okay, this is the same guy before. He's being more clear. With redhead geophagus as tank mates in a 55, do you think that will work? And how many goes? How many geos would be good not to overcrowd the tank? The geos get a pretty good size. The jewels are small. The jewels can get nasty, though, so you do have to be aware of that. And the redhead geos, they don't, do they? I mean, they're not an aggressive fish, but I think the tank might be too small. So let's see. With redhead geophagus, you didn't say how many are in there. I mean, I would only go with a couple, probably, because you're already cutting it close on space. Where are you going, cat? What are you doing? Okay, fine. Go away. Just be quiet. Okay. Whoops. Skipped again. Postway? Postway? I don't know. I'm sorry. What do you think of Synodontis catfish for a Lake Malawi tank? We've done it. And we've done it successfully. There's people that are going to yell at you for everything. You just got to know that going in. If you plan on showing your tank on social media, there will be people that will probably give you crap for it, but don't pay attention to those people. If you put it in your tank and it works, then you're fine. If you put it in your tank and they all start killing each other, then you're not fine. Starting to get choppy again. Great. I need to go till 10:30 because Rex's not going to go till 10. Rex's not starting until 10:30, and maybe it is an internet thing if it's coming and going. Because the computer, I would think if it was the computer, I think it would be kind of like constant, wouldn't it? I personally think you should have kept the haps and peacocks in the tank with the Oscars. No. Just no, with no explanation. If it's not the mic, has to be something else, John. Sorry, John. Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's the story of my life. And sometimes I wonder if I just simplified everything, would things go smoothly? It's like the more advanced you try to go with things, the harder it gets and the worse things can go. I don't know. It's very frustrating. Video card drivers are vital in OBS, maybe the same. Yeah, maybe it is, but this one's got a way better video card than the iMac does. And it's got twice as much storage. It's got SSD storage instead of the Fusion drive. It's got twice as much RAM. It's got twice as much video RAM. I mean, I would think that if it works perfectly fine on the iMac, that it would work like butter on this thing. But yet it doesn't. That's why I refuse to admit that it's a computer issue. It's either an eCam issue or it's an internet issue. I don't know. But I will get to the bottom of it. Even if I have to go back to using OBS again, I'll do what I got to do. Hey, John, happy to pass free super chats to you. Happy Thanksgiving to the Fish Fam. Since when are they giving $5 away in free super chats? That's amazing. I've gotten a bunch of $2 ones that you can give as $2 super chats or break them up into $1 super chats. I've had those before for being a YouTube premium member, but now they're giving $5 ones. Woo! Maybe you've been a premium member for a long time or something. The member link isn't working for me. David, you could be in a place that doesn't allow memberships. It's not available worldwide. There are some places, but if you're in the States, it certainly should. I've had that happen to me before. I was trying to become a member with somebody, and it just wouldn't let me do it. And it's weird. But I actually, like, the next day went back and it worked. So, I don't know. Thank you for trying, but I don't know what more to tell you. If it's something you really want to do, maybe try on your phone. If you're an iOS user, you can't do it on your phone. Thanks, Tim Cook. But that'll be available sometime. UG Quadix. Bro, I got $5 super chats. I got $5 super chats. Whoa. That's awesome. Give them all to me. No, I'm just kidding. Spread the love. Spread them around to everybody, not just me. I'm in the US, but on mobile. Yeah. If you're on Android, David, you should be able to do it. But if you're on Apple, no. You're going to have to wait till you get on desktop. That's the only way they do it, which is dumb. But, I mean, Google owns Android. Google owns YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But half, or I think it's actually more than half of cellular phone users are on iPhones. So, Sergey, Larry, you want more channel members, open it up to iOS. Come on. Why are you sitting on your hands? I know it's a competition, but Ozzy the Oscar decided to become a member. That's awesome. See, maybe he did it on an iPhone. Maybe we know now. I'm logging onto my PC now. So we'll see David Negron, that's how I'm going to pronounce it, is going to become a member very soon. That's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. So we got to do John's World. We got to talk about John's World. And I have nothing prepared for it. So I'm going to talk about what I touched on earlier because somebody brought it up. And it's definitely something that I am going to recommend to all of you if you are a certain type of person. I am someone who is absolutely fascinated with the mafia, with organized crime. I'm not Italian. I'm not thinking about joining the mafia, but I've always been a guy since watching Scarface as a kid and The Godfather and Mean Streets and Raging Bull. Raging Bull wasn't really mafia, but A Bronx Tale. Basically, all the Robert De Niro movies, all the Martin Scorsese movies, Francis Ford Coppola, all of that. I've always been infatuated with the mafia. My favorite movie ever is Goodfellas. I know, it's not very original. There's a million people out there that their favorite movie is Goodfellas, but I just look at it as when you put Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci on the same screen, you win, period. You just won. And guess what? The Irishman that just released yesterday on Netflix, I think it was yesterday, guess what that has? Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci on the same screen. And you want to know what's even better than that? It's got Al Pacino in it too. Ever since Heat, first time De Niro and Pacino have been on the same screen together, and first time Pacino has been directed by Martin Scorsese. But you know as well as I do, Pacino doesn't need to be directed. You just give him the script, and he's going to go in there and yell, and he's going to do it great, and it's awesome. That movie is very long. It's very long. If you are a fan of Casino Was Great, yeah, you daggone right it was great. And again, Pesci and De Niro, and directed by Scorsese. So if you are a fan of the mafia, if you're a fan of Goodfellas and Casino and Godfather and all of those movies, and you're a fan of those three actors, this is going to be like heaven for you. Joe Pesci hasn't made a movie in how long? And De Niro hasn't made a good movie in how long? De Niro's been my favorite actor since I was a child. And that, I don't think that's ever going to change. I mean, when he goes, it'll be Leonardo DiCaprio. What do you want me to tell you? I mean, the guy is a genius. But it is Robert De Niro right now. Always has been my favorite actor. And in this movie, the interesting thing about it, I probably shouldn't tell you this because if you don't know this, you might not ever recognize it. But who knows? I'm going to tell you anyway because I knew. So if it was spoiled for me, then it needs to be spoiled for you. They used de-aging software in that, or de-aging technology when making that movie. When you watch that movie, the movie takes place over a time period of about like 20 years. from Frank Sheeran basically infiltrating the mafia, and then he joins up with Jimmy Hoffa, and then all the way up to what happens to Jimmy Hoffa. We all know, right? I mean, I'm not spoiling anything there. So it's probably 20, 25 years, maybe 30 years. And the present day actors, De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, and Harvey Keitel is in the movie too. They all play the whole thing. And what they did was they used technology to de-age them. So it's sometimes in the movie, you can see it and you're like, the way the mouth is moving kind of looked a little cartoony, but most of it you cannot tell at all. And there was one particular scene, I think it's where Joe Pesci is introduced to De Niro's character. Joe Pesci's head looks like this big. It looks like way too big. That was kind of silly, but it's absolutely fascinating what they did. Al Pacino's like 81, I think, and De Niro's over 70, and I think Pesci's over 72. And these guys played themselves for a 30-year time span, and they de-aged it. It was so cool. It was so neat. And it's a long commitment, 3.5 hours. You're in for a long one. But if you like that kind of movie and you appreciate those three actors, if you don't, what's wrong with you? But you're going to absolutely love that movie. It was fantastic. And there's nobody out there doing it better than Martin Scorsese. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, there's some great directors out there. Scorsese's the best. Scorsese's the only one out of all of them, except for Darabont, maybe. Not Darabont. What's the guy's name? What's the guy's name that did the Bourne series? That's not Frank Darabont, is it? I don't know. But there's something that's just absolutely recognizable about a Martin Scorsese movie. And I love that. You can watch it. If you don't know he directed it, you can watch it and you can tell, yep, that's a Scorsese movie. And I just love that. I love that guy. I love every movie he's ever done. So you cannot lose with that. And it's free. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. You'll love it. Ozzy's just throwing all kinds of money at me. Oscar. I'm going to call him Oscar just for fun. John, if you got time later, hit me on Book. Book? What's Book? Oh, Facebook? That's not going to happen. I'm Ozzy Octane Smith. So we can talk shop about The Irishman. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, I don't do Facebook. Ozzy, I'm sorry. It's just a cesspool of just nonsense. And I just can't do it. And you know what? I understand with YouTube, there are pre-roll ads and sometimes there's mid-roll ads and all. I understand that there's a lot of ads all over the place, but every single time I've ever scrolled through Facebook, it's just ad after ad. It's game after this and after that. It's just too much. It's too much for me. I can't do it. And I hate the nonsense that happened on, happens all the time. Didn't happen. It happens all the time on Facebook. I can't stand it. Any tips on heaters? I lost my tiger datnoid and albino silver arowana. Ouch. My heater boiled them. You know what, Mario? That is one of those malfunctions of a heater that you cannot see coming. It's unfortunate. I don't know if I'm skipping on this screen or not right now, folks. I hope I'm not, but trying to bring you as good of a stream as possible, but it looks very choppy on my end. I'm doing my best for you. But heaters malfunction, and it sucks. But it happens. Oh, Lisa's going good night. Lisa's going to bed. I have to be up super duper early. I hope Thanksgiving has been great for all the Fishy fam. Good night, John. Love you. Love you too, my darling. And you'll be texting me later, so don't even try it. But if you don't, I'll talk to you in the morning. Don't be waking me up in the morning either. What was I talking about? Heaters break. There's a lot of heater malfunctioning nightmare stories on YouTube. There are very prominent YouTubers that have had catastrophes happen from malfunctioning heaters. There has been homes burnt down, not on YouTube that I'm aware of, but there has been homes burned down to the ground from aquarium heaters. It is one of those things that it's kind of a risk we take with this hobby. And you can't see it coming, really. If you're going to have a heater malfunction, of course, what you want to have happen is the heater just dies. And your fish will get cold and they'll be upset. But when your fish get cold and they're upset, you'll be able to look at them and say, they're upset, and you'll be able to react and you'll be able to fix the problem. You'll stick your hand in the water. Oh my God, it's cold. Let me go buy a new heater. It's not a problem. But when it malfunctions the other way, like yours did, that's horrible because you can't see it coming. It happens. And by the time you realize there's a problem, it's way too late because a fish will just be unhappy in cold water, but they will cook in hot water. So it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, that's weird. I don't have any tips for you other than keep a close eye on your heaters. I think we all kind of neglect our heaters. If the water is of the right temperature, we're like, everything's fine. It's not a big deal. But keep an eye on them. Just keep an eye on it and see if there's anything funny happening. Is the temperature fluctuating? Are you starting to see it go up, go down? I don't have them in all these tanks, but I have them in several. I like the digital thermometers. The discus tank actually has, we can see it on our phone. The temperature is on the app from Current, but I like the digital thermometers and I like to put them, where you can see them. So every time you walk up to the tank, boom, you got your temperature right there. I like to see that. If you walk up to the tank one day and it says, you usually keep it at 82 and it says 84, that's when you react. You don't look at it and go, oh, well, let me turn it down because for some reason it's too warm. It's never going to, for some reason, be too warm. If it gets hot like that, there's a problem and your heater's probably malfunctioning. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. Whoever it was that asked me that question, I'm sorry that I don't recall your name. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. You missed it. That's not what I'm saying. But maybe if you had one of those digital thermometers, maybe you would have caught it. You know what I'm saying? But even still, these things don't happen when it's convenient. The heater malfunctions right when you just so happen to walk in from work and look in the tank, the heater malfunctions. It doesn't work like that. It happens at like 1 a.m. I mean, it sucks, but that's part of this hobby. And we can't escape it, unfortunately. Had heater where cord cracked and fish got electrocuted. Yeah, that's an issue too. That could happen with filters too, though. Depending on what kind of filter it is, of course. But yeah, I mean, I've had it before where, and this was interesting. It took me a while to figure it out. Every time I would put my hand in the water, I would get a jolt of electricity. I was like, what? It wasn't like, boom, like, I don't have hair, but make your hair stand up. It wasn't like that, but you could feel it. It was almost like a 9-volt battery. You put your 9-volt battery on your tongue and you get that little jolt, but it's not like anything that makes you fall down. I kept getting that and it was driving me crazy. I couldn't figure out where it was. And it turned out that I had the cord for my light. How do you explain it? Because I know the video is all choppy, so you probably can't see it. But if you have your aquarium and you have your light on top of it, the plug for the cord was on the opposite side of the light. And I had to have it that way because the switch for the light, I wanted it to be on the front. Whatever, it's a weird thing. So what I'm getting at is the cord ran across the top of the tank and then down. Now you're probably thinking, oh, what a dummy. The wire fell into the water. No, that didn't happen. But what did happen was the filter, the hang on the back filter, was running a little late on the maintenance. And the filter was filled up quite a bit. And it was actually putting water onto the lid of the tank. Not gushing water like it was all pouring up there. There was just a little puddle on top of the tank. And that water was, the wire was going through it, and I guess there must have been a little puncture or something in there. Hey! and it was letting the electricity go in there. And since water is all connected, it would travel down and it was electrifying the water. Hey, didn't kill any fish. Fish were all fine. But yeah, that was a thing. And that scared me to death. Yeah. So listen, folks, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, and I wanted to go all the way to 10:30 because I wanted to take care of my guy, Rack. And he's probably not going to be ready to sign on a half an hour early. But I don't know how much longer you're going to be able to take this stream being choppy the way it is. I've lost 50 viewers in the last 15 minutes. So it's obvious that it's a bad issue that's going on here. And I don't want to torture you anymore. I have had an absolute blast tonight. I appreciate you letting me, if you were here earlier when I went through my whole spiel about what I'm thankful for, thank you for letting me do that, because that was almost like some nice little therapy for me. It was very nice to be able to express that to you. And I mean, I'm just going to say it again. I have a different love for this platform now than I did. We good keep. Everybody's telling me to stay. Fine. Well, I'm going to take a vape. We'll keep going. I'll keep going. That's fine. So you can just listen, I guess, right? I told you when I was on the stream with Zenzo the other day that it's been my dream to be a radio show host. So that's what you're getting tonight. Just, turn the screen off, lock your phone, put your headphones in, and just listen for a little bit. But I really did mean what I was saying earlier. That was, I'm very glad that I was able to do that. And a lot of times when I'm driving around for my work, because I drive about 400 miles a day, I won't practice because I'm not a weirdo, but I'll kind of go through in my head the way I want to say things. Like if I want to talk about a particular topic that's important to me, I'll kind of run through it in my head. And when I delivered that message to you earlier, it was almost exactly the way I wanted to. So I'm very glad about that too, because a lot of times what happens is you have this whole plan and you know exactly how you want to do things, and then something screws you up and it doesn't come out the way that you want it to. But this one did. And I'm glad that I was able to do that. And I hope that you understood what it was that I was trying to say. This is it's a different thing now than it was back in 2017. It was all about money then. And now it's all about creativity and having fun and being a part of the community and trying to do new fun things. The new series that Lisa and I are going to do is going to be very different. And it might be a total flop, but I'm going to enjoy doing it. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So, and the interesting thing, I built all of my stands except for on the big tanks, Val. Lisa's 2 tanks, I built the stands for those, and there's actually a video on it. So if you scroll through, you can find it. But see, that's why I shouldn't look at the chat, because now I lost where I was. Shame on me. It's so stupid. I don't know why I do that. But I remember. The interesting thing about what's happening now is when I was completely obsessed about making money on YouTube, I never made any money. When I forgot about the money and went with the love and the creativity and the passion for creating as good a content as I can, all of a sudden the channel started making money. Isn't it interesting the way that works? I mean, if you're super set on doing everything the way the gurus say it and do everything to make money, you're not going to make money. Not everybody is going to be that way. But for me, I obsessed over trying to make money on YouTube, and it never happened. And as soon as I let that go, all of a sudden the money's coming in. We're not wealthy. We're not making a living off of YouTube, but I'm going to tell you, the last 3 months for my other business has been extraordinarily slow. Extraordinarily slow. And I have not been making enough to support the family. But because of the YouTube money, we haven't skipped a beat. So, hey, that's a beautiful thing. Another thing that I have to be thankful for. My full-time business has its ups and downs. I mean, it's just, you get slow seasons and then it picks back up and it's like gangbusters, and you know what I'm saying? All businesses are that way, but it is what it is. So, but those months where my other job was slow, that YouTube check coming in was real handy. Definitely nice. Amber Noel, $2. Make that money. Love you guys. Yeah, you know what? When you start talking about money, people kind of get mad. And I'm not sitting here trying to talk about money. I'm not trying to have the money conversation. In fact, what I'm trying to do is the opposite. What I'm trying to tell anyone that is a creative person, or you're working in something where you have to grind and build and just keep working like YouTube, if you focus on the job and not the money, I think you're probably more apt to be successful. That's certainly what's happened with me. When I'm not thinking about money, then the creativity opens up and I come up with ideas like 10 things, which completely changed our channel and doubled the size of our channel, that series. And this next one hopefully will do the same. Is it going to double the size of the channel? I don't know. But it might. You never know. It might be the thing that takes our channel to a whole other hemisphere. I don't know. I'm not doing it for that reason, though. I promise I'm not. I'm doing it because it sounds like a lot of fun. It's nothing like I've ever done before. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, that doesn't matter, because we're still going to have fun doing it. Lisa and I both. And I'm going to give you a little inside information. Lisa and I and other people are going to have fun doing it. And when I say other people, I'm not talking about other YouTubers, although you never know. They might be involved too. I've never shied away from that. I've had other YouTubers in my 10 Things videos and all that. I love it. Have them on my stream every other week. I'm talking about people in this house. Kids, don't panic. I understand COPPA. I'm not going to start making kids videos. What I'm saying is there might be kids involved in these videos. They're all over the age of 16 is the youngest. So I'm not going to get into COPPA trouble. Don't worry. But yeah, might not just be me and Lisa. African-American cichlid. I love it. Happy Turkey Day, y'all. I'm wondering if I'm ever going to be able to find out who that is, because that has to be either Mr. 3000 or Fishy Biz having a troll account. That's what it has to be. But maybe it's not. I don't know. Sounds like you need custom tank stands. What did Dan say? To build during the slow weeks. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? If I could set up a dream building like you designed for me, Dan, I could do that. But see, that's another thing. The video's choppy. There's 50 or 60 people left because they were like, I ain't messing with this guy anymore. It's Thanksgiving. There's football on. I don't watch football anymore, but I'm not going to waste my time with this guy, but you all stayed. I'm going to give you another bit of information. I can't go too far with it because then I'd get in trouble. But there is something very, very big that might happen soon with this channel. We're starting a website. We're going to open a store. We're going to do this other thing that's going to make us more money. No, it's nothing like that. But it is huge. And if it happens, I'm probably not going to sleep for about 6 months because it involves a project. That's all I'm going to say about it. And it looks like it's going to happen, but we'll see. You know what? I'm just going to tell you, because what I just said makes absolutely no sense at all. So here's the deal. Uh, when we moved into this house, we got this house for a very specific reason. And that is that it has a large finished basement with a full bathroom, and the laundry is down there and everything else. It's basically our entire first floor, but wide open. No John stream without technical difficulties. Yeah, it's not possible. There's always going to be technical difficulties. Right now, our oldest, who's 24, lives down there with his fiance and their child, our first grandchild, Braden. They have put a contract on a house, their first home. Super proud of them, super scared for them. I told them it's too early. I told them, wait. Hey. I told them there's no rush. Y'all can stay down there as long as you need to. I've told them that a million times. But they're 24. He's going to be 25 in a couple of months. They have their child. I mean, they don't want to be in a basement. I get it. He got a really good job about 7 or 8 months ago, working for the government as a contractor. Things are looking way up for him. It's a beautiful thing. And they've got this child who's going to be a year old in a couple of months. So they've decided to do that. They started looking, and they put a contract on a house. Now, that's all we know. The contract might not go through. Their financing and everything is all already approved. But it might be one of those things where somebody else swoops in and offers more money or whatever. I don't know. They might not get that house. But if they do get it, we're going to start moving all of this down there. And that is a really big thing. Just build the garage. Oh, wait, basement. Oh, wait, bigger. Yeah. See, and that's what's funny. And I'm pretty sure you could go back on this stream when we started this whole thing, and I guarantee you can find a place. You'd have to watch a lot of our streams, and they're all pretty long. You could find a place where I said in there, you know what's going to happen, Lisa? I'm sitting here looking at Lisa. You know what's going to happen? We're going to get this all done, and then they're going to buy a house and move out, and we're going to want to move everything down there. Well, guess what? Pretty much exactly what I said was going to happen has happened. However, nothing's final yet. They may not get it. They're not being told they have to go. They can stay here another 2 years if they need to. They know that. They're not being forced out. We've never asked them to leave. No. But if this contract that they signed goes through, Candy remembers that. Thank you, Candy. And they do move out, which would probably be, in a month or so. That's when it would start. Right in the middle of winter. Isn't that nice? But I'm going to do it differently than I did this. This being the garage. Because we're good in here. Everything's set up. Everything's good. It's heated. It's insulated. It's well lit. We've got a pretty good situation going on out here. So we're not going to be in a hurry to do that. Plus, that thing... That's scary to get that down in the basement. And you know what? I talked to Ted Judy about it. Ted Judy works for customaquariums.com. When I was up there in Wisconsin, I talked to him about it. I'm like, man, I want to move that 360 down into my basement, but I'm terrified because we got to go down the stairs. And he was like, oh, no, it's no problem. When you're going to do it, just let me know. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. He's like, what you do is you put plywood down on the stairs and you slide it and you use straps. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I'm still going to be absolutely just terrified for a lot of reasons. One, it weighs like 700 pounds bone dry. So there's that. I'm not worried about, because we'll use the suction cups. I'll rent the suction cups and we'll use those, and I'll just scrape the paint off the back and we'll stick the suction cups on there, and then I'll just paint it again when we get down there. It's not a big deal. The thing that I worry about the most is two things. One, somebody getting hurt. I mean, listen, This is 700 pounds of 5/8 inch thick glass. And you're talking about carrying it down concrete steps. If that thing goes, somebody could die. Literally, not just cut themselves, somebody could die. So that's the number one concern. The other thing is, let's say it did go. And when I say go, I mean it falls and breaks into a million pieces. Where am I going to put the fish? I mean, this is a 6-foot tank. I mean, I suppose I don't know. I move things around or whatever, but that would be, first, nobody gets hurt. That's the number one thing. But second, man, what am I going to do if it breaks? But so that is going to be one of those things that I will not sleep till the night before or the night before. What I'm thinking about doing is renting, like 20 of those suction cups and just like maybe even like doing an event here at the house. Like maybe wait till spring to move this and like do an event at my home and offer people to come here. Come over here, hang out, and help me move this tank. And when I say do an event, I mean like a YouTube meetup type thing here. Because otherwise, I don't have enough friends that can carry a 700-pound aquarium. But the way I'm looking at it is, hey, get as many people here as possible. We'll get as many suction cups as possible, and we'll be pallbearers at a big fat person's funeral. That's what we'll do. That's what it's going to be like. So scary, terrified. That one I'm scared of too, but not as terrified because two dudes, our son and one guy, carried this from my basement at my other house up around the yard, up the hill, and onto the back of the truck. Two guys did that. So I'm not worried about this one nearly as much as I am that one. So Greg Bean called it. What did Greg Bean call? I just saw that pop up. Is it feasible to build custom tanks in the basement and sell the tanks in the garage? I'm not going to do that. I mean, is it feasible? Sure, but I'm not going to do that. Building custom stands, yeah. But again, I'm not going to do that and sell one every 6 months or so. It's like if I was ever going to do that, it would be I'm going to produce these things and I'm going to sell them like out of a building or something. I'm not going to do something like that from the house. One of the things I am going to do though, and this is a guarantee, again, if all this happens, this might not happen for another 2 years, but the way it looks right now, it's probably going to happen in a month or so is when the whole process will start. I am going to build, you can't see them now because Lisa's not here, but I'm going to build very nice enclosures for Lisa's stands for her two 125s. And the whole idea down there is going to be kind of like the idea that I had for this, but it got completely out of control. What I want to do is I want to have that area down there be spread out and have it be very clean and very streamlined and not rows and rows and rows and rows of tanks. That just bothers me. I want it to be more like an aquarium lounge, which is what I wanted for here. Now we have that here on this side of the room, but the other side of the room is a mess and I don't like that. I'm not one of those clean freaks. I'm not one of those freaks, but I just want it to look more like, I can't say the word gallery because we know why, right? But I just want it to be more fancy than this is. And so part of this whole thing is going to be, again, if this happens, we're going to take our time moving everything down there because I don't have to worry about lighting because there's like 64 recessed lights in that basement. Lighting is good. We'll still use studio lights and stuff like that for certain things, but lighting's not going to be an issue. I'm not going to worry about power. I don't have to add any power because there's outlets everywhere down there. I don't need to worry about any insulation or anything like that because it's a fully insulated, fully finished basement. I don't need to worry about anything. Basically, we can start moving right away, but it's, I don't know how many square feet it is, but our first floor is like 1,800 square feet. So you would think it'd be 1,800 square feet, but there's a little bit of it is the laundry room and there's the bathroom and all that. But anyway, let's just say it's 1,500 square feet. It's 1,500 square feet wide open. It's long and skinny, and then it opens up to a big room at the end. And there's an L too. But it's all drywall and it's all ceramic tile floors. So when it's empty, which it will be when they move out, it's like an echo chamber. We all know how I feel about that word, right? It's not going to be an issue with these microphones doing the live stream, but it would definitely be a major issue when we're just doing handheld, videos around the fish room and all that. So got to do the acoustic treatments. I got to paint it. It's baby blue now. The entire basement is baby blue. I don't know. We didn't paint it. They didn't paint it. That's how it was when we moved in. Baby blue. And when I say baby blue, I mean like pale, light sky blue, like super light blue, like a baby boy's room. So we're going to paint it. We might go with the same color we've got here, a nice gray. It's a nice neutral. I like it. Or we might even go with like a khaki color. Remember that commercial, khakis? But I don't know. Maybe some of it will be gray, some of it will be khaki. Who knows? But we're going to paint it. We're going to do acoustic treatments, including on the ceiling, rugs, because it's ceramic tile floor. And then we can start moving stuff down there. And maybe it might be one of those things where we move everything over there that you can't see, all the 10 gallons and Lisa's 75 and my 75 and the 90, and move all of that down there, get that all situated, and move the 4 big tanks in the spring. Maybe that's what we'll do. I don't know. But yeah, that could happen. It could happen soon. We'll have to see. One of the nice things about moving the big tanks around, it's on the complete opposite side of the house from where we are now. But basically what we could do is, just like I brought this tank, if you haven't seen the video of how we got this tank into the garage, we got really lucky because the height of this stand is exactly the same height as the bed of my truck. So we can literally slide this tank straight onto the back of my truck, drive my truck all the way around through the yard, all the way to the stairwell that goes down into our basement. So that's nice. It's not like anybody who helps us is going to be carrying these tanks for a very long time. It's just those stairs. Those stairs terrify me. Hopefully nobody dies. I might have to get some extra insurance for that day because that's going to be scary. Fish Tank Barn says, John, I have 4 of those suction cups. Going down is easier than going up. Yeah, I'll worry about going up whenever that day comes. And hopefully the way it would be is it's never even going to be my problem, because when they have to go up is when I'm dead. And so it's everybody else's problem, not mine. They can figure it out. It's not up to me. But yeah, the going down part, I guess there is the thought of using tow straps, putting some big blankets on the tank, putting tow straps on it, hooking it to my truck, and just sliding it down like a plywood something or other. I just don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if we put the suction cups like here, instead of way at the top, put the suction cups down towards the bottom, get 8 or 9 burly dudes, all with a suction cup, and just, I feel like it would be okay and it would be easier going down. But I'm going to be terrified. It's going to be scary. Of course, there will be somebody, probably Lisa. Lisa's not going to help carry the tank down there. I wouldn't let her. So it'll probably be Lisa will be manning the camera. So, of course, it'll all be on video. I don't know when this is going to happen. Like I said, it could happen a month from now. It could happen 2 years from now. But I'm just putting that out there. You beautiful people that stuck through all the choppy video, you stayed through it on a holiday evening. I wanted to reward you with that. I am so excited. But I can't express that because then it's like, oh, I'm excited for them to leave. I'm not excited for them to leave. We love having them here. But if they're going to go, I'm excited about what we're going to do with the basement. Multi-Tank Addiction with $2 says, I'll help you move your if you're help me move mine. Hey, I mean, you live in like Minnesota or something, don't you? Or you live somewhere. Where do you live? Michigan? Where do you live? Why am I drawing a blank on where you live? Now you don't need to come all the way down this way. I'm sure we've got people that are closer, and I'll never be able to guarantee that I can make it up as far as you are. Matt Branham, I am tired. I can't even read the screen. Welcome to the team, my friend, who became a channel member tonight. That is so exciting. And then Eric Furlow. Happy Thanksgiving, John and Lisa. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, my friend. Lisa's not here. She actually went to bed. She is out of town with our 17-year-old. They are going to a field hockey tournament tomorrow. I should make it down there for a couple of the games, but she doesn't even want me down there. Lisa does, but Kenzie doesn't want me down there because it makes her nervous when I'm there. And this is actually this is a big one. This is like the big national tournament. She's playing on a team that's from Delaware. We live in Virginia. This team picked her up. I don't know how it happened, but there they are. And there's like, I think Lisa said there's like 12 schools that are going to be looking at her. I'd be nervous too. So, and she's told me that so many times. She's been like, I don't like when you're there because it makes me nervous. It's like, well, come on, I can't miss all of them. But it's exciting. I'm excited for her. It's her last tournament. And then, we'll see what happens there. But that's where Lisa is. Live your dream, John. Your excitement is addicting. Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, the idea that I have now is that we would have like a dedicated space for this, get a bigger table, and do our live streams. I don't know what kind of a backdrop we would have. Probably just one tank for each of us for the dedicated live streaming space. And then there's this one section of the basement, which is under our family room, that's like 20 by 20 or 22 by 22. I'm not sure. It has a pole going down the middle of it. Don't get any weird ideas, folks. Come on. It's Thanksgiving. Let's keep this G-rated. But it's a square pole anyway, so, that area to me looks like the perfect area for the big monster tanks. And then the long, narrow area and the L would be for more smaller tanks on either side of the room. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but we'll have to see. I mean, I'm not going to go down there and start like putting tape on the floor and making a map and all this kind of stuff. Not while they're still here, because I don't want to be acting like I'm planning a party for when they leave. But whenever they go, we'll get down there and we'll do the whole masking tape on the floor thing and we'll get it all planned out and I'll show it to all of you. It is a process that is not going to be done in a 2 video kind of thing. It's going to be a process that's going to take a long time, and that's okay. I'm not going to rush. There is no time frame. There's no deadline that it has to be done by. So if it takes 6 months to get the whole thing done, that's fine. But what we haven't talked about yet tonight, we've only got 5 minutes left here before we got to send you all over to Rack. We haven't talked about the fact that, we're going to have about 4 times the amount of space we have here now. And you know what that means, right? It means maybe I might get one more tank because we all know who's going to get more tanks. But yeah, there will be the opportunity for more tanks. And if I'm being honest with you, I would like to see probably 2 more that are over 100 gallons. We're not going to get anything any bigger than this. I mean, that's 360 gallons. That's as big as we're going to go. I don't think I'm going to do like what Joey's done with the big, almost indoor pond kind of thing. I don't think I'm going to do that because it just wouldn't work. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But because it's long and skinny, I just don't think anything like that would work. But I do see there being some more larger tanks. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know what that means we will do. But maybe that'll be a big Maboo puffer tank or something. I don't know. Why did I even say that? Because now everybody's going to be asking about that. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but maybe we'll graduate them up to something a little bit bigger. But I don't know. They're already in the second biggest tank. I don't know what we're going to do. But you know what? That's the beauty of the whole thing is, I don't know. We'll see what happens, and it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm excited about it. So maybe we'll do another 8-foot tank. Maybe we'll do a couple more 6-foot. I'm going to tell you this. If you're ever in the market for a big tank, of course, this is my favorite tank on planet Earth because it's arowanas and stingray, or arowanas and Oscars, and maybe stingrays someday. But this tank right here is the perfect tank. As long as you're not doing arowanas. Somebody keeps saying ghost knife. Ghost knives are awesome. I love them, but they hide too much. So they're kind of boring. But when they're out, they're beautiful. I also love clown knives, but again, boring. They just sit there. This is the perfect tank because it is 30 inches tall. If you look at them, I mean, whoops, I hit the table. It's 6 inches taller than this tank. It's very tall. It's got that really nice, almost movie theater type face to it. And it's 6 feet long. It's 24 inches deep. It's the perfect tank. You could do Oscars. You could do flower horns. You could do discus. You could do angels, Africans. There's pretty much, as long as you're not doing a fish that gets 3 feet long, you could do anything in that tank. That's why I love it. If I had my way, like if Custom Aquariums was like, hey, John, you're doing the basement. We're going to send you a couple more tanks. It's not going to happen. But if that happened, I'd be like, you know what? Just send me 2 more of those. That'd be perfect because there is nothing you can't do. Again, I wouldn't put arowanas in there, but it's the opportunities are absolutely endless with that tank. So I'd be thrilled with that. Yeah, send me 2 more of those. I'm not big time enough for them to do that, but hey, that's what I would tell them. If they said anything you want, all right, 2 more of those. It'd be perfect. I just want the stands to be black this time. That's all. But anyway, 2 minutes left, folks. Rack is probably watching this right now like, all right, come on, John, wrap it up. Don't be eating into my time. I've been going 2.5 hours, and it flew by. I'm glad I stayed all the way to the end instead of bowing out a half an hour early. And I'm glad you have stayed with me. It has been a lot of fun. Even though there has been the issues with the stream, it's still been fun. And if I hadn't done this, I'd be sitting in there watching TV by myself with my computer in my lap and 2 chihuahuas in my lap, and I'd be sitting there getting fatter. That's what I'd be doing if I was sitting in there instead of coming out here and spending this beautiful time with you. So video's very smooth right now. Of course it is, because I'm getting ready to sign off. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do a million tests between now and then, and even if I have to go back to using OBS, I will certainly do that. This is not going to be a problem next Thursday. There is not going to be a We Need to Talk this weekend, folks. We're going to every other week. So next Saturday, not 2 days from now, but the Saturday after that, Lucas Bretz is going to be my guest on We Need to Talk. So you want to come hang out with us, talk about whatever comes to mind, join us that night. It's going to be a lot of fun. But for now, folks, it's not 10:30 yet. We got to go 1 more minute because we got to send everybody over to Rack. I'm gonna go just boring. I'm gonna go boring. No, we'll switch it. Let's do this. #choppy, because everybody kept saying that the video was choppy tonight, and they were right. So #choppy. That is the word that we all go over to the River Life YouTube channel. We go join him in the River Life Community Tank live stream. We'll have fun over there, and you go over there with #choppy. Everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope it was the best Thanksgiving ever for you. And don't eat too much. Get a bellyache and you can go to sleep and have a hard time sleeping. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you next Thursday. But we'll have a video on Sunday too. But anyway, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.